Have you ever wondered why some people seem to prefer the tranquility of solitude over the hustle and bustle of social gatherings as they age? It's a fascinating question, and the answer might surprise you. In today's video, we'll delve into the reasons why embracing solitude and limiting social interactions in your golden years can actually lead to a greater sense of peace and happiness. Through the stories of individuals like Mr. Wong, who found solace in a quieter life, and Mrs. Lee, who discovered the joy of selective socializing, we'll uncover the true value of respecting personal boundaries and embracing a simpler, more serene lifestyle. Join us as we explore how choosing solitude can transform your later years into a time of profound contentment and self-discovery. Importance of solitude. In the vibrant cityscape of Seoul, Mr. Jang, a man in his 60s, stands as a testament to the beauty of solitude. Once a social butterfly with a bustling calendar, he now finds solace in the quiet corners of his home. His transition from an active social life to embracing solitude reveals a profound shift in his priorities. No longer driven by the need to be constantly engaged, Mr. Jang has discovered that solitude offers a unique sense of comfort and peace that social gatherings seldom provide. Mr. Jang's shift in social habits reflects a broader trend observed in many individuals as they age. Where once there were lively parties and frequent outings, now there are serene walks in the park and afternoons spent in quiet reflection. This change isn't about rejection of social interaction, but rather a re-evaluation of its importance. Mr. Jang has found that engaging in quiet activities allows him to reconnect with himself and appreciate the simplicity of life. For Mr. Yang, solitude has become a sanctuary. He engages in activities such as gardening, reading, and meditation, simple yet fulfilling pursuits that enrich his life. These quiet moments allow him to cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. By limiting social interactions and focusing on solitary activities, Mr. Jang has created a personal retreat that offers him comfort and joy in his later years. As we age, our priorities naturally shift. Social engagements that once felt essential may begin to feel less significant compared to the pursuit of tranquility. For Mr. Jang, this shift is a reflection of his changing needs and desires. The hustle and bustle of social life have given way to a more introspective and peaceful existence. This transition underscores how aging can lead to a deeper appreciation for the quieter aspects of life. One of the key insights from Mr. Jang's journey is the value of simplicity. As people age, they often find that the complexity of social interactions becomes less appealing. Instead, there is a growing appreciation for the simple pleasures of life. Mr. Jang's experiences highlight how fulfillment can be found not in constant social stimulation, but in the serenity of a simpler, more solitary lifestyle. Solitude offers significant psychological benefits, particularly for those in their later years. For Mr. Jang, spending time alone allows him to reflect, process emotions, and achieve a sense of balance. This time alone can be incredibly restorative, offering a mental space free from the demands and stresses of social interactions. The psychological comfort found in solitude contributes to overall well-being and happiness. While Mr. Jang values his solitude, it is important to note that balance is key. Solitude doesn't mean complete isolation. Rather, it's about finding the right mix of social interaction and alone time. Mr. Jang's story illustrates how maintaining a balance between social engagements and solitude can enhance quality of life, allowing individuals to enjoy the best of both worlds. Embracing solitude is not about rejecting social connections, but about understanding their role in our lives. For Mr. Jang, solitude has become a source of wisdom, offering insights into what truly matters. This wisdom comes from spending time alone, reflecting on life's experiences, and finding peace within oneself. It's a journey that many people find enriching as they navigate their later years. Solitude can also have positive effects on physical health. For Mr. Jang, reduced social stress and increased relaxation contribute to his overall well-being. The quieter pace of life allows for better self-care, healthier routines, and a focus on activities that promote longevity and vitality. The benefits of solitude extend beyond mental peace to tangible improvements in physical health. In conclusion, Mr. Jang's journey exemplifies the importance of solitude in later years. As priorities shift from social engagement to personal tranquility, the embrace of solitude becomes a key to achieving happiness and contentment. Solitude, when embraced thoughtfully, offers a valuable opportunity for reflection, relaxation, and a deeper connection with oneself. For many, including Mr. Jang, this quieter path is not just a preference but a profound source of joy and fulfillment. Reason 1. Visiting can be disruptive. Meet Mr. Wong, a retired school teacher in his late 70s who values his routine and cherished solitude. Recently, he received an unexpected invitation from a distant relative to visit their home for a weekend. At first, Mr. Wong was pleased by the gesture. He welcomed the opportunity to reconnect and enjoy some time outside his usual routine, excited about the potential for pleasant conversations and shared memories. The first few hours of Mr. Wong's visit were filled with warmth and enjoyment. He appreciated the effort his relative had made to host him and was delighted to catch up on family news and share stories. The bustling environment and lively interactions seemed to invigorate him, making the visit feel like a refreshing break from his usual solitude. However, as the days went by, Mr. Wong began to sense a shift. The initial enthusiasm of his hosts seemed to wane, and he noticed subtle signs of discomfort. The once friendly conversations became strained, and he felt increasingly like an intruder rather than a welcomed guest. His presence, initially embraced, began to feel like a disruption to the household's usual rhythm. Mr. Wong observed that his hosts, though polite, seemed preoccupied and less engaged. He noticed that his schedule for meals and activities was constantly adjusted to fit around the family's routines. The sense of being an unplanned addition to their daily lives became more apparent, and Mr. Wong felt an awkward tension that he hadn't anticipated. The experience led Mr. Wong to reflect on the concept of personal boundaries. He realized that even well-intentioned visits can unintentionally intrude on others' space and routines. What began as a pleasant visit turned into a lesson in understanding and respecting the personal boundaries of both hosts and guests. The disruption caused by Mr. Wong's visit highlighted how even short-term changes in social dynamics can have lasting effects. The household's normal rhythm was interrupted, and the family's usual interactions were altered to accommodate Mr. Wong. This shift not only affected the family's daily life, but also influenced the overall atmosphere of the visit. Through this experience, Mr. Wong learned a valuable lesson about respecting personal space. He recognized the importance of being mindful of social cues and the comfort levels of those he visits. This realization has made him more considerate in his approach to social interactions, understanding that his presence should not disrupt others' lives. Mr. Wong's story underscores the need for mindful social interaction. Being aware of how visits might impact others and ensuring that they are genuinely welcomed and appropriate can prevent disruptions. It's important to gauge the suitability of social engagements and to be sensitive to the comfort and boundaries of both oneself and others. The key insight from Mr. Wong's experience is the delicate balance between social engagement and personal space. Even when intentions are good, the act of visiting can unintentionally become disruptive. Understanding this balance and being mindful of when and how to engage with others helps maintain harmonious relationships and respect for personal boundaries. In conclusion, Mr. Wong's story illustrates that well-intentioned visits can sometimes disrupt the lives of those we care about. It highlights the importance of being aware of and respecting personal space. By considering the potential impact of our visits and being mindful of social cues, we can foster positive interactions and maintain respect for the personal boundaries of others. Reason 2. Frequent visits can lead to unintended trouble. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Lee, a vibrant woman in her early 70s, known for her friendly demeanor and generous spirit. Mrs. Lee has always enjoyed hosting guests and cherishes her time with friends and family. Recently, she had a series of visits from various acquaintances and family members who dropped by frequently, eager to catch up and spend time with her. During one of these visits, Mrs. Lee made a casual remark about her family's recent financial struggles, hoping to lighten the mood and share her experiences. She mentioned how she had to be more cautious with her spending, but didn't think much of it at the time. Unfortunately, this innocent comment set off a chain of events that she hadn't anticipated. The casual conversation was overheard by a neighbor who misunderstood Mrs. Lee's remark as a plea for financial help. This neighbor, concerned for Mrs. Lee, spread the word to other members of the community, and soon there was a flurry of concerned offers and inquiries about her financial situation. What was meant as a light-hearted comment turned into a series of uncomfortable and intrusive interactions. As more people became involved, the situation escalated. Frequent visits and well-meaning but probing questions began to make Mrs. Lee feel overwhelmed. The constant scrutiny and unsolicited advice from various individuals added stress to her life, turning what was initially a benign comment into a source of unintended trouble. Mrs. Lee's experience highlights how casual conversations can sometimes lead to significant misunderstandings. What was intended as a simple statement about her life became a focal point for unnecessary concern and attention. This situation made her reflect on the potential consequences of her words and the impact of frequent informal social interactions. Through this experience, Mrs. Lee learned the importance of discretion in conversations. Being mindful of how her words might be interpreted and considering the potential consequences of her remarks became crucial. She realized that even well-meaning comments could lead to unintended trouble if not carefully considered. Frequent social interactions, while often enjoyable, can sometimes lead to complications. The constant flow of visitors and casual conversations can blur the lines of personal boundaries and lead to misunderstandings. Mrs. Lee's story serves as a reminder that while social connections are valuable, they require careful management to avoid unnecessary issues. The key insight from Mrs. Lee's experience is the need to balance openness with caution. Being open and communicative is essential for maintaining relationships, but it's equally important to exercise discretion and be aware of how conversations might be perceived. This balance helps in fostering harmonious interactions and preventing misunderstandings. To maintain harmonious relationships, it's important to be mindful of the impact of our words and actions. Mrs. Lee's story demonstrates that frequent visits and casual remarks can sometimes lead to trouble if not handled with care. By practicing discretion and being thoughtful about our interactions, we can nurture positive and respectful connections with others. In conclusion, Mrs. Lee's experience underscores the role of mindfulness in social interactions. Frequent visits and casual conversations can sometimes result in unintended consequences if not approached with care. By being mindful of our words and maintaining discretion, we can prevent misunderstandings and ensure that our relationships remain positive and supportive. Reason 3. Differences in economic status can create social strain. Social strain often arises when economic disparities become evident in personal interactions. Economic status can profoundly affect relationships, leading to discomfort and tension when differences are highlighted. This strain can manifest in various ways, from unspoken judgments to overt conflicts, impacting the harmony of social gatherings and personal connections. Economic disparities can influence social dynamics in subtle and overt ways. When individuals from different economic backgrounds interact, differences in financial stability can lead to unintentional discomfort. The more affluent may feel pressure to demonstrate their success, while those with fewer resources might experience feelings of inadequacy or envy, creating a strain on the relationship. Consider a scenario involving two families: the Parkers, a wealthy family known for their opulent lifestyle, and the Smiths, a less affluent family struggling to make ends meet. The Parkers frequently host lavish gatherings, showcasing their wealth through extravagant decorations and gourmet meals. The Smiths, while invited to these events, often feel out of place and uncomfortable amidst the display of affluence. During one such gathering, the Smiths are acutely aware of their financial limitations. The disparity between their modest attire and the Parker family's designer outfits becomes a source of silent discomfort. The conversation inevitably drifts towards expensive vacations and high-end purchases, topics that the Smiths find difficult to engage with, further widening the gap in their social interaction. As the Parkers continue to host such events, the Smiths' discomfort grows. Despite their best efforts to fit in, the economic differences create a barrier that is hard to overcome. The Parkers, on the other hand, might not fully realize the impact of their lifestyle on their less affluent friends, leading to unintended social strain. Often, the strain caused by economic differences is unspoken. The Smiths may avoid expressing their discomfort, choosing instead to withdraw from social interactions to avoid feelings of inadequacy. This withdrawal can lead to a decrease in the frequency of their participation in social gatherings, further isolating them from the social circle. The key insight here is that economic differences can create discomfort and strain in social interactions. Focusing on personal contentment rather than societal comparisons is crucial. When individuals prioritize their own sense of satisfaction and happiness over financial status, they are better equipped to handle social situations without feeling overshadowed or inadequate. To navigate social strain effectively, it's important to approach interactions with empathy and understanding. Recognizing that economic disparities exist and being sensitive to their impact can help in mitigating discomfort. For the wealthier individuals, adopting a more inclusive and less ostentatious approach in social settings can help bridge the gap. Creating inclusive social environments where individuals of varying economic backgrounds feel comfortable is essential. This involves focusing on common interests and shared experiences rather than material wealth. By emphasizing the value of genuine connections over financial status, social interactions can become more harmonious and less strained. In conclusion, while economic differences can indeed create social strain, embracing personal contentment and fostering inclusive environments can alleviate much of this discomfort. By prioritizing mutual respect and understanding over financial comparisons, we can build stronger, more supportive relationships that transcend economic barriers. Conclusion. As we've explored today, understanding the impact of economic differences on social interactions highlights the importance of personal contentment and empathy. By focusing on genuine connections rather than financial status, we can navigate social strain more effectively and create a more inclusive environment for everyone. Thank you for joining us in this discussion. If you found this video insightful, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Just type 9 if you agree, or 0 if you have another perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content. Until next time, take care and embrace the peace of solitude.